And what is up everyone, welcome back to another one on the A Team channel. Well, I hope to find you all in a good state. I know some of you out there might be collecting your A-level results on Thursday the 17th of December of 2020, which is kind of not usually the time of year where you're expected to open up your A-level results right in the middle of winter, right in the middle of December as you're about to embrace your Christmas holidays. Then again, look where we are in 2020, and let's not forget that this is not a conventional year to say the very least, and especially for you guys and more so for you private candidates. To sections where I discuss the release of A-level results from the students that were bold and brave enough to go ahead and sit those exams in October of 2020, and then I'm going to talk about whether there were any leniency in grade boundaries and what we can expect to see for summer of 2021, and lastly, what happens if you didn't get the grade that you were expecting. So before we get into that, guys, this is the upcoming channel that delivers on the latest exam news, tips and hacks. And I was just scanning across YouTube and the web in general, and believe it or not, there is no one talking about this at all. As in, the October A-levels is getting no coverage whatsoever. Well, I'm not going to let that happen to you guys, so do make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. And let's get straight into it. As someone who oversees exams for private candidates, I know from first-hand experience that not too many students decided to go ahead with the exams in October. And if you want my honest opinion, I think some people in hindsight would now be regretting that. So were exams lenient for this series? I know a lot of you would be looking to ask this, and the answer to that is yes, they were. The October 2020 A-level exams were marked with somewhat a lot more leniency than previous years, and the grade boundaries in fact reflected this. Let me give you an example. Let's pick A-level AQA biology, for example. In 2019, you would have required 178 marks to get an A star. For this October series, you required only 170. For an A, it was 138, whereas you would have needed 149 in 2019. And this pattern resonated across other subjects, like for example, chemistry, it was 235 for an A star, where you would have needed 246 last year. Maths was an interesting one, where you would have needed to get 218 this October compared to 231 in June of 2019. That's a whopping 13 mark difference. So what does that mean for you guys? Well, firstly, for those of you that sat GCSEs in November this year, the good news is that this leniency would continue and grade boundaries will be lower for that as well. For those of you that are sitting exams in the summer of 2021, the exam boards have already expressed that this pattern will continue for this year ahead, and certain things like topics will be announced before the exams. In fact, I've already outlined these changes in the video for the changes that are being introduced for the summer 2021 exams, so do make sure to go and check that out. So for those of you receiving your results, I really do hope it has gone well for you. As some of you may know by now, I am part of this exam center known as the AteamAcad, and for the autumn exams, I would say we had around a third of the students of the usual capacity to sit these exams, and from that only a handful only turned up. If you want my honest opinion, I think that was a huge missed opportunity for some students. Let me give you an example. There is this one student who was completely against sitting exams in October. Like at the 11th hour, she called me up to say, Amin, I think it's better to wait until June. And I said to her that that's absolutely fine, but I told her to turn up to every single exam and just treat it like a mock and nothing more than that. And so she did exactly that. She turned up for every exam, and you can see genuinely there was no stress because she didn't have the pressure of these exams counting, and that just eliminated all of the anxiety. And well, check her results out.
Let's see. Can you just read it out to me?
Okay, so for English literature, okay, let's start with the other one. Geography, you got a D. Okay, but for English literature, you got an A.
How?
You got an A for English literature, look.
I don't believe that, I can't see it.
So she sat two subjects, which were English literature and geography, and for English lit, she had a few lessons beforehand with our English expert Beth, and managed to get herself a grade 8. Also bear in mind, she's already had an A star for her biology from us. That's already in the bag. So she now has an A star for biology and an A for English Lit, and now all she has to do is sit geography again in the summer to boost that up as well. And hopefully I'll be sharing an A or A star come August of 2021. The simple message I'm trying to say is this: look, I know how much stress and pressure there was with these exams. Trust me, I say this because even more than your teachers, this is what I do day in and day out. So I pretty much can see things that the ordinary person wouldn't be able to see, and this is why I try and advise you guys accordingly to that. And if you got your grades and you got what you wanted, then congratulations and well done on that. Anyone that got their grades under these circumstances, you guys deserve extra praise, because at the end of the day, not only did you have to go through all of the difficulties and the stresses of exams being cancelled, but you also had to turn it around in a very short time frame, and also undergo the whole strains of A-level exams being in October, which has never happened before. And not only that, but when most people around you also decided to postpone it to much later. So again, my respect goes out to you guys, and for that you can give yourself a pat on the back from Amin. So your grades weren't what you had expected. Firstly, I want to step in here and say that irrespective of whether you got a grade B and you wanted that A, C, D, E, or even a freaking U, I commend you for your efforts. Seriously, for those of you that turned up to these A-level exams in October, and I've seen it written on a lot of students' faces in terms of how they've had to rush and really fast rewind their revision, you guys genuinely should not feel down about that. The fact that you exhibited effort, time, and courage to step up to the plate deserves a lot of recognition, especially whilst you have others complaining that they're going to sue the school or looking for a handout and hoping next year's exams will also get cancelled. If you seriously didn't get what you hoped to get, then look, you bear the brunt of it all, and you went into these exams when you didn't really want to. You faced a challenge that most of your peers, and now let's be frank, didn't want to face up to. So stand tall and with confidence, because the next time you face up to these exams, you will have had time on your side, and you just saw how much you can pack up in such a short period of time, and now you have a good 6 or 7 months of preparation. So do make it count and don't get deflated by this at all. Lastly, I know there will be some students out there that have sat these exams and applied for courses like medicine and dentistry, and there were stipulations involved. I have advised many students like this, and if you'd like any further advice, then do get in touch by DMing me on Insta, and I'll do my very best to steer you in the right direction. By the way, my advice doesn't cost anything, guys. So there you have it. I hope you can all take something positive away from this one, and do make sure to subscribe to the channel. On that note, guys, my name is Amin, and I will catch up with you another time.
None of these toys on lease to made the whole year in a week to main chick out of their league to side chick out of their league to